Hello people of the tube, welcome to PlayStation Racer. My name is Mitchell Morgan and on this channel I'm documenting my journey of playing online racing sims, and at the moment we're looking at Gran Turismo 7. This is a brand new channel for me and I would really appreciate it if you could possibly consider subscribing to the channel. I am trying to grow it and every subscriber is immensely valued right now. So please go ahead and click that subscribe button, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Now I did my first day yesterday where we got our first few cars, we did a couple of races, we got a small amount of money and we explored the cafe, and then we got through to the point where we would do our licenses, and that's where the game wants to take us right now, to go and do our licenses. However, I don't conform with the rules, and when I first bought the game I had the pre-release which came with about 2 million credits, and I don't like sitting in the game with no credits. I never know when I might want to buy a car or something might come up. So today we're going to be looking at the second of the two tracks that we unlocked, the Magical one in Europe. And we're going to be doing the race and we're going to be doing the circuit experience. So we are diving straight in at the weekend. We'll see how we get on. So with that, let's get on with the video. Okay, so you can see on the world map that we've got our license area open and we've got the little orange symbol above it to indicate that's where they want us to go to. But we're going to go into the world circuits. And if you remember, we're going to be going to Europe. And then in Europe, we've only got one, the Italian circuit, the Autodrome Lago Maggiore, or however you say that. And you'll remember that the Sunday Cup, we got first place, but we haven't done the GT Cup GR3. We can get those 105,000 credits for that. Also, we haven't done the circuit experience, which can give us, looks like, the best part of 1 million credits. So what I want to do over the next hour is to run those races. First of all, we're going to the GT Cup GR3. And you can see that the usable tyres and the category and the car type are all flashing red, so we need to change our car. We have the option of the Supra or the other car. We'll go with the Supra. And you can also see that we've got a choice of racing, hard, soft and medium tyres. So let's see if we can change those. And unfortunately we can't. We can only use racing hard tyres. We don't have the ability to buy the additional tyres at the moment because we haven't unlocked those modules. So we're going to be running the GT Cup in a GR3 car that is probably wrong, and also on the wrong tyres and on a track that we don't particularly know very well. So we really are jumping into the weekend here. It looks like there's some pretty quick cars in here. We've got a McLaren, Ford GT, Porsche, quite a few. So we are really going to have to step it up and really go for it. So approaching the first corner, we try and do the forward on the outside, didn't quite manage to pull that off. Try going around the outside of corner number 2. Now I want to try and keep this as clean as I can. Obviously not quite getting the gears correct through there. I am on manual gears. I've recently gone into manual gears following advice from a friend, and I am still trying to get used to that. If you're new to the game, it's worth sticking with automatic gears at this point when you're going through these early stages of the game. But I am trying to get to grips with manual gear, so that is the option that I take. A little bit wide on that corner, just trying to get on the back of this Ford GT. We've got a bit of a gap behind us at the moment. We've got 0.6 of a second, which is growing behind. Again, a little bit too deep into there, a little bit too wide. But we're making some good traction here, catching the cars in front quite nicely. But we really need to be making a little bit more headway. This is a really quick section through here that I haven't really got my confidence up at the moment, and I should really probably have done the circuit experience before I jumped into the race. But hey, I wanted to get in and racing against other cars rather than doing the circuit experience. So I am doing this halfway. My advice would be to do the circuit experience first. It breaks the track down into segments, as you'll see in the next video, so you can learn the segments and then you can put a route together. Oh, very wide there, actually hit the wall, which wasn't good. That meant that it dropped back a long way from the Ford GT. It's also given the car behind the opportunity to catch up a little bit. So we just need to settle down, get back into our rhythm, and try and brake just a little bit earlier for some of these corners, get a better turning and get a better exit speed, so we can try and get onto the back of the Ford and try and get some overtakes done, because the field is beginning to spread out a little bit, and if we're not careful we are not even going to get a place here. We're not going to get first, second or third. Oh, tried too hard and gone wide again into that corner. Really not getting my braking point very well for the first corner. Need to work on that a little bit more. Again, that's something that the circuit experience will help us with. And again, I'm not on the preferred racing line, this yellow line that's on the track at the moment. But we did manage to close up really nicely on the Ford GT this time. We've got a bit of a run on him into this corner. Can we do him around the outside? Yes, looking at the mirror, he's just behind us, and we've got a good exit from the corner. It looks like we have to back out, and it looks like that move is done for 8th place. So we're on lap 2 of 5, and I think we've done 1 place. So this is not looking good for a podium place. Really, I want to be getting up into first and should be able to work our way through this traffic. But as I said, new track, different car that I'm not used to, on tyres that are probably not the same as the others. I don't know what tyres the other cars are on, but I would be very, very surprised if they're not on softs. So they'll be on racing softs. I'm on racing hards, which means that my car is going to be moving around a lot more than they are. They're going to have a lot more grip, a lot more sticking through these corners. So we are going to have to work a lot harder. We are on the back of the AMG. Thinking about how we might be able to overtake the AMG. We need to be careful because we've got the Porsche in front and we've got the BMW in front of that. These cars are all quite close. We've got to run on the AMG into this corner, into this long, sweeping, fast left-hander. Looks like we've got that move pulled off. Drop back a little bit from the Porsche doing that move. But we are doing okay. Just careful through here. Oh, it looks like the Porsche and the BMW have come together. The BMW's pushed off. Let's see if we can capitalise by coming up on the inside. A little bit of a rubber force through there. So we did the BMW, which would have had really dirty tyres after being run off the road by the Porsche. I'm going to be a little bit careful with this Porsche just in case. I'm going to run up the inside. Another move, nicely done. Confidence building all the time. Up into 5th place. We're on lap 3 of 5, and a podium place is definitely on now. So that is the Lexus done into that corner. So we're starting to, 3 laps in, we're starting to get a little bit of a feel for this track, where we can overtake. So again, that was a nice move to take the Audi up on the inside through there. Difficult to overtake through these S's, but if you do get it right, you can do a car on the way in. For now with the Mustang, I'm happy just to sit in behind him, build a gap to the car behind, and then just think, okay, where are we going to do an overtake here? We've got some massive speed on him coming into this corner. We've got the inside line, but it makes the angle a bit too acute, so back out of that one to let him go. It's not worth both of us crashing out and then finding out 3-4 places that I've got to make up again. So I did back out of that one, working on getting onto the back of the Mustang now. We might get another run down on him into this corner. The door opens, it's not quite open, a little bit of a nudge there. Had to back out just a little bit, but we've still got the run through. No, he's going to close the door on me. And with all that messing around, we've let the Audi through. So again, sometimes it's not worth trying to put a fast overtake through long sweeping corners. Sometimes it's better to just get on the back of somebody, slipstream them, grab them, and then when you get onto a nice straight like this, then maybe that is the time then to overtake. So we've actually managed to do 2 into that corner. Just about managed to get that slowed down. We turned in for the right-hander, and now we're on to the Ferrari. We're on lap 4, so time is seriously running out. Starting to learn where we can cut some of these corners, where we can take some of the curb. The Audi is still super fast, he's really pushing me. Only 0.2 of a second behind. Got a better run out of that corner, so he's right on top of me all the time here. Just pushing it into this corner a little bit to get onto the back of the Ferrari. We're going to try one for the on the inside there, which really was not on. We're on the inside line again for this corner. Can we make this stick? Yes, we do. We're through into first place. And we've got some good drive through the S's, dropping the Ferrari significantly. So now we're in first place. We really need to keep the power down, keep the speed up, but also keep it clean. We don't want any mistakes now. And in some respects, I find that it's easier to chase than be chased. And as you can see, I was a bit overcautious into that corner. The Ferrari and the Porsche got a big run. The Ferrari was pushed out wide. Was it the Porsche or the Audi behind me? I'm not sure which. It's a silver car. I'm minded of what's going on behind me. One eye on the mirror, whilst I'm trying to drive as quickly as possible. And this isn't necessarily my fastest part of the track. And Guzens is how you say the name. The car behind is right on me now. 0.2 of a second and closing. So really, really feeling the pressure. And as I said, I prefer to be following rather than being followed. And as we go into the last lap, we are 2.8 seconds ahead. Oh, we got a bit deep into that corner. Oh, all bunched up behind. That Mustang came from nowhere. Really bunched up behind. I thought I was going to get mugged into that corner, but they've actually dropped off a little bit with their infighting, which has given me a little bit of a breather. The gap has gone back out to, it went out to 0.7 of a second. It's now down to 0.3. So this Mustang behind me is really, really shifting. Under a lot of pressure, watching for the braking points, watching for the turning points, watching for the apexes, and just trying to keep this as clean as possible. We made a bit of headway on the cars there. We've got the gap out to 0.7 seconds there. Oh, we've gone way too deep. That's way, way, way too deep. Trying to get it turned back in, get it back across the track. Managed to keep it in front of the field, but as you can see, really trying to push a little bit too hard here, and a few mistakes are settling in. But the issue is, with this gap behind that is being reduced all the time, I really feel like I can't lay off the pressure and take it easy. Oh, the Audi's taken a big lunge down the inside. Overcautious on my part. I've let the Audi through. That's dropped us down into second place. Where did that Audi come from? Where did that move come from? Oh, we need to get on the back of him. Oh, he's got a big slide, and I just tagged the back of him, which has got a little bit of speed. Unfortunately, didn't quite manage to make the move there. So we're coming around, trying again on the inside here, but that's really not sticking. We're rubbing a little bit through there, needing to back out. And unfortunately, we get a run to the line here, and we just really cannot manage to get onto the back of the Audi, which is a real shame. And we're going to have to settle for second place. And I guess that we're going to need to run this again at some point. That's a real shame. So there we go, second place by just 0.327 of a second. So nice to get second. We do get a silver trophy. We also get a nice bunch of money, not quite as much as we'd have liked, so 170,000 credits, which brought us up quite nicely. So I think what we'll do is we'll head off to the circuit experience. We'll do that, and then maybe come back at the end of this hour or so session and give this race another go, because that was a pretty close half-fought race. I did get a bit scrappy towards the end. If I can clean that up, I think I can do it. So let's go to the circuit experience, come back and see how we go. So see you again in a minute. Take care. Bye-bye.